The Alchemystics, in my humble opinion, since I am one of the people that started the group, really about, you know, combining music that Garrett and I, when we started the group, love, which is hip-hop, you know, and reggae, which have always been kind of cross-pollinating one another, you know, since the beginning of those styles in a lot of ways, and making people dance, you know, getting some, you know, some messages out there, trying to let people, you know what I mean, know there's other things up there. Also, you know, what we represent as far as a group goes, you know, 7 of us from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, you know. It's a pretty diverse ensemble, so it's just showing people that the same diversity, you know, we have as people on stage is also being represented in the music. I would say, you know, Force brings like deep appreciation of hip-hop and hip-hop culture, you know what I mean? Really works hard at what he does, crafting his verses.
You're looking at a tired Force, man. He's been rocking shows non-stop.
Yeah, he also grew up on a lot of the old soul music out of the 70s and stuff like I did, you know? And I'd say that's what Force brings to it, you know? Garrett brings great love of all things classical and super hyperly in-depth knowledge of classical theory, jazz theory, you know what I mean? He's also the engineer in the group and the producer alongside myself. And he loves big bottom bass, you know what I mean? So he loves to thump it like that. And Rush John, you know, Rush John's really bringing the old roots, man, and the old soul music vibe, you know what I mean? I know he spent a lot of time in the church as a kid, and it comes out in his vocals, and, you know, he was there in the 60s and saw, you know what I mean, Grateful Dead rock, Golden Gate Park, you know what I mean? Saw Hendrix, saw, you know, everybody. Marley, Massive Times, you know, he's definitely logged in some hours playing music, you know what I mean? So he brings like just that deep, almost like that earthy richness in his voice, you know what I mean? It's just like he has such control over his voice that when he wants to say something or do something, there's no technique getting in the way, you know what I mean? Which is the sign of anyone who's come close to mastering their art, you know what I mean? So like you learn the technique and you get past it, and then you just come out your soul 100% in what you do, and that's kind of where Rush John comes in, you know? It's like the tribal elder, you know, sits in the background just laughing at how ridiculous the rest of us can be half the time when we're arguing and shit. And Eni's bringing like, you know, like the more new school like roots music, the more new school roots reggae and kind of like R&B, you know what I mean, sensibility. That's how he approaches his vocals, you know what I mean. Also put in massive hours to his group Solution, you know. Trevor's like Soldier T, he's bringing in like just the fire, you know what I mean? He runs pretty hot on stage, and you know what I mean? He's got like a little, you know, taps into the ragamuffin like dance hall DJ style, you know what I mean? Also taps into the hip hop edge. Jay's bringing like, you know what I mean, from Worcester, man. He's got like this rock sensibility, you know what I mean? Doing a lot of work up on stage, playing 2, 3, 4 keyboards at a time, you know what I mean? Just finding that place to hold a little counter rhythm to what the bass and drums are doing and play off the vocals, add a little melody. Who's left? I think it's me, right?
It's just you.
My thing, you know, I just hold down the rhythm, man. You know what I mean? I don't try to do a little flash. I try to play for the song, which is what any drummer can do. And people who play for the song, most people don't realize that they're playing for the song because the music just feels good. So that's what I try to do. I want to make the music feel so good that people are like, oh, before they know it, they're dancing, they're getting into it, you know.